Most of the time when we feel fear, it is mostly out of a lack of information and knowledge about the situation. Fear often causes us to act irrationally, acting out of character, and exposing the being we have suppressed. Control it. Fear is disempowering. Watch this video to the end to take back your power. Have you ever been in a situation where you couldn't tell what the outcome will be? Have you ever been in a situation as an entrepreneur where you didn't know whether or not your bet will pay off? Do you remember how it felt? That is fear. That anxious trepidation, that uneasy energy is fear. It is not nervousness. Entrepreneurs are always getting in situations where risk is 100% a part of the deal. How do they deal with the anxiety and predisposition that goes with uncertainty? Because that's what fear is, a reaction to uncertainty. When we are not sure of how a situation will turn out, we become fearful. So, how do you deal with this kind of fear? I will give you 5 tips of how to deal and handle uncertain situations. Deal with your fears. Watch to the end. The first thing you want to do is to keep calm. Cliche, right? But this actually is important. When you get fearful, your body gets into flight or fight mode and releases hormones such as cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones help you react to the situation. However, the release of these stress hormones can trigger unfavorable reactions to business transactions and relationships. So, you want to reduce the intensity of these hormones when they get released. In business, you must stay calm even when things seem to be going downhill. Your ability to stay calm will determine how you handle and strategize in that stressful situation. If you want to learn more about how to react in crisis situations as an entrepreneur, watch our video on emotional intelligence for the entrepreneur and learn all about it. The second thing you would want to do is get more information. See, after you keep calm, the best thing for you to do is get more information on the situation. Anxiety is often caused by lack of knowledge and lack of information, as a territory feels unfamiliar and hence uneasiness creeps in to signal our alarm bells to be on high alert, ready for any red flag. The only way to ease this anxiety is to get more information on the situation, find out what is happening, who the players are, what are their expected outcomes, what are your expected outcomes. Find out all these things to ease your anxiety and trepidation. You will find that it is easier to relax with more knowledge on the situation. The third tip is to come up with multiple scenarios. Come up with possible outcomes to the situation. That is to say, conduct a scenario analysis. To conduct a scenario analysis, you have to be aware of first 2 things, the past and the present. Look at how this situation has occurred in the past and how it was dealt with, and then look at the present situation. You will want to analyze everything about the present situation and see how it is similar to the past situation and how it differs. From that, construct a timeline map with all the trends relevant to this situation. In doing this, you will find out when the situation occurred in the past, how long it lasted, and what followed afterwards. From your timeline map, it becomes easier to construct future scenarios, as you will now have enough information to start creatively coming up with what should happen, what can happen, and next steps to take on each scenario. The fourth tip, act on the most favorable scenario. Act. That is the big secret. After doing everything I've already mentioned up to now, what now remains is for you to act on the most favorable future scenario. By acting, you actively work to decrease and eliminate the fear. In fact, the feeling of fear turns to exhilaration and pure fire, which is motivating and pushes you onward. By acting on the favorable scenario, you actively bring it to fruition. You are creating it. You are creating what you think will happen and bringing it closer to you. And with every milestone reached, you will see your confidence rising And although you might still feel fear, it will not bother you, as by this point you will have a clear goal to reach towards. Now for the fifth tip: follow through. In any sport where there is a ball involved, they will tell you that for your ball to go where you want it, you have to follow through. You have to direct it in such a way that when it gets away from you, it goes where you want it to go. Same thing happens here. When you have already chosen a future outcome you want to bring forth and have taken action towards its attainment, now all you have to do is to follow through. Your mind and actions must be focused on only that scenario, with no attention paid to the other scenarios. When you follow through, you become consistent and intentional. There you have it, my 5 tips on how to handle fear. Most fearful situations are not life-threatening, but they sure are scary. Just remember to slow down, stay calm, and think of alternative scenarios. Most importantly, take action. Fear is overcome by action, not avoidance. See you on the next video. Remember to share, like, and subscribe.